Hello and welcome. Kogi Today is back with a bang. The program took a breather to allow bigger, better, and more comprehensive episodes that will be highlighting the activities of Kogi State Government. For you to know how serious we are at bringing you a more compact Kogi Today, we are having a rare chat with the Executive Governor of the state, YAHAYA BELLO. Given the circumstances in which he came to power, the governor has a divine mandate.
And affirm that the YAHAYA BELLO administration will have zero tolerance for corruption and impunity. I will lead Kogi State by honest and humble example. So help me God.
My appeal to the people of Kogi State is to make the next 4 years a type that Kogi State has never experienced before, by giving him your total, committed, and undiluted operation.
The present administration in Kogi State was inaugurated on Saturday, February 27, 2016, and despite the endless distraction from within and without, it wasn't long before people of Kogi started witnessing real change. Governor YAHAYA BELLO's aides have spoken a lot on his achievements. All the same, we are going all out on this episode to host the masquerade himself. Just recently, our festival called Kaba Day was celebrated, but the governor was conspicuously absent. There were confusing and conflicting reports on this, but in a moment, we will hear the true details. Is Governor YAHAYA BELLO a dictator, or he is just a principled person who can never be loved by unpatriotic people? We equally need his full explanation on the salary issue. Almost all states of the Federation are owing, but the noise about Kogi is a different magnitude. Why? Answers to these and more will come your way in a moment.
History was made in January 2016 as YAHAYA BELLO became the 4th democratically elected governor of Kogi State.
The civil service before the coming of YAHAYA BELLO was heading for doom.
What we are trying to do is to put up a system that will make it practically impossible for you to be on the payroll if you don't go to work.
About 16 road projects ongoing and more to follow.
This government is taking healthcare to the doorstep of the ordinary person.
Kogi was gripped in fear. The governor had to quickly sit down to see how to give confidence back to the people.
Immediately set up Office of the Job Creation and Youth Empowerment. A whole lot of our youth has been engaged.
For details of the activities of Governor YAHAYA BELLO's administration, join us every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Kogi Today.
Welcome to this special edition, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much.
Now, let's go straight to this. Recently, there was this Kaba Day. We were all expecting your address. At the end of the day, it did not come. What happened?
Thank you very much. I received a series of invitations for various activities in my state and outside the state, but decided to honor the good people of Kaba and Kogi State and choose to attend the Kaba Day yesterday. On my arrival at Kaba, as usual, I'll be welcomed by the paramount rulers and stakeholders and some key individuals of Kaba people in the palace or any designated area. As God will have it, I was there addressing them, welcoming me, discussing, and bringing out certain issues, salient issues. When we heard that the senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District arrived at the venue, And he was given an opportunity to begin to address the people. And from there, probably made some statement that offended the people. And they decided to chase him out of the stadium. A little fracas between him and the people that he represents over there. So immediately he left, or after leaving the arena, there was pandemonium. And as the chief security officer of the state, I am very much aware that the atmosphere was very charged. Among the security operatives, the good people of the state who chased him away, and of course, he's going to have probably few supporters of his that may be left behind, who might be angry that the people are chased away. I mean, their representative was chased away. And after due consideration, the resolution of the leaders and the traditional rulers, my supporters, and the people of the area expected me to still proceed to the venue of the Kabade. And I decided that if I should proceed to that area, to that venue, there are a mammoth crowd waiting to receive me in that particular Kabade. If I should move in there and there's any little misunderstanding, either from his supporters or his sympathizers or anybody that he must have left behind, because they're not angry. I mean, they won't be happy that their person is sent away. There will be serious resistance or reaction from either my security operatives or the people that are gathered there to receive me. And the entrance and the enclave is not too conducive enough for anybody to maneuver. If I should go in there, then there will be a lot of fracas. And if anybody is gone down or injury of any sort, it will be recorded against me. And these are the people I swore to protect. So I had to use I had to decide to return back from that spot where I addressed the traditional rulers, and I made my donation to the people, and then I returned back safely.
Good. Now, ordinarily, interviewing any Nigerian governor, you don't need to ask questions about salaries because many states are owing. But Kogi State appears to be exceptional. You are receiving a lot of bashing because of non-payment of salaries. What's going on?
First of all, I would say it's political. It's politically motivated. There's no, doubt that we are owing, few individuals arising from the screening exercise that took place a few months back, that we concluded, a few months back. Let me first of all, enlighten you a little bit. When we assumed office last year, January, we inherited 3 to 4 months salary arrears of civil servants, both states, and very many more months of salary arrears of the local governments. But when we came on board, we cleared those arrears. October, November, and December. These various months, no single dime was paid to civil servants. But the then administration received allocations from Federation accounts, and they generated some funds as a form of IGR. No single dime was paid out. But when we came on board, we paid all these arrears. This administration, in conjunction with the leadership of the labor, decided that, look, this wage bill is unrealistic. We have to go into screening exercise as part of our 5 thematic areas of civil service reform and pension reform. Now, we went into that, and as the screening exercise continued, progress throughout this period, we continued to pay. those that were cleared. Recently, we published all the salaries we've paid since inception of this administration in Vanguard, in leadership, and it was posted to our website long even before we published it in the leadership newspaper. Now, what happened? There are those who falsify their age. There are about 40-something, cases against the civil service, the civil servants. Up to 11 or more were pardoned. I pardoned them upon listening to the stakeholders and the labor union, especially those who altered and changed their date of birth and their age in their files. So we decided that the number is much. We have to pardon them. I granted that clemency, and their arrears were computed. So, but all this while we've been publishing our funds, what we received from Federation account, what we generated, and how we expended it. We've been publishing it every month in the newspapers. Those that are yet to be paid, it is just because there's paucity of fund. In the past, there used to be this monthly, monthly overdraft. And I looked at it, I said, look, we can't continue to borrow and use it to pay salary. We have to make do with what we generate and what we receive. And I stopped that practice. But all the noise about issue of salary is purely political. What we are owing as I speak are those individuals that were granted clemency. I could decide not to grant the clemency and follow the law strictly. Because according to PSR, it's a serious offense. And the penalty is dismissal at the end of the day. But we granted them, that clemency. And we have computed the salary arrears of those people. That is one. And those that are being cleared, we've been paying them except August, September, and October. So what we're trying to do now is to make sure that all those that we granted clemency, recently cleared, we pay everybody and let everybody be at par. I, as a governor, legislators, and government appointees have not received that of August, September, and October as well. As a matter of fact, in July, we first paid half. And in October, we paid the remaining balance of the half. I, myself, inclusive. And this is the first time in the history of this state that this was going to happen. So what is happening is purely political. There's paucity of fund, and we're trying our best to ensure that we come out of the woods and pay everybody.
Now, Your Excellency, are you dictatorial?
If you say I'm dictatorial, in one way I'll say yes, in the other way I'll say no. I am dictatorial to those who brought the state to its knees. Those who felt that the resources of the state should be shared, like it has been peddled recently that the big elephants is for share. And I say no. I will not share the resources of the state. The resources of the state is for the people of the state and for the development of the state. And we're utilizing it strictly for that. If they perceive me to be dictatorial in that manner, so be it. But as far as I'm concerned, the resources of the state is for the people of the state, and I will never allow those who brought the state to its knees to have their ways again.
Now, NLC is accusing you of being insensitive to the plight of workers. They are saying you are expected to be, you are father of all in Kogi State. How do you react to this?
Thank you very much. Upon inception or assumption of office, anything that has to do with the civil service and the civil service reform has always been in consultation with the labor leaders, or NLC, and all other affiliate bodies. Let me not go into history much. First, the constitution of the membership of the screening committee was with them. When they decided that, look, they are no longer comfortable with the leadership of General Paul Okuntimo leading them in the screening exercise, I allowed them free hand to choose who should lead them. They brought up one Mr. Jerry Agbaje. Mr. Jerry Agbaje came aboard and messed up the whole system. That dragged the exercise this far. Now, but eventually, we were able to conclude the exercise. When we concluded the exercise, like I said, if I am insensitive and irresponsive to the plight of the civil servant, I wouldn't have granted that amnesty that I granted those that committed grievous offenses, especially age alteration and falsification of date of birth. I wouldn't have done that. But because of their plea, I granted that. That is one. Two, what we simply introduced is digital attendance devices. That is where we earn the right of the labor force. First, you come to work. If you must be paid if you must be paid your salary, you must earn it. You must work for it. Let me give you this analogy. I give you one of the banks, I won't mention name, usually posts not less than 89 to 90 billion naira annually as their profit. The workforce that makes this money, they don't receive subvention from government and not from any international body. It is human beings that do this work and they were able to record this profit. And I can bet you that their salary wage bill is not more than or within the range of 6 billion naira annually. But here we are as a state. We are paying over 30 billion annually as salary wage bill and no corresponding output from the civil servants. Now, you go to offices, you make a request, send an application, for instance, to Ministry of Lands, seeking for CFO or allocation of land. You can spend ages and you will never have your CFO out. That is inefficiency. That is unproductivity. What we simply did was that, come to work, come and clock in. Instead of taking time writing your names in paper, after all, we're developing. We're moving from analog to digital. So instead of every day you come to work and then use pen on the paper to write your name, your designation, your grade level, and step, and the time you clock in, simply come fraction of 1 second. Just thumb print, and then you go in. In the afternoon, break in again, that you are still in the office. And when you close in the evening, you clock out. Very simple. This system is integrated with our payroll system. It will automatically calculate it for you monthly, how you come to work, and your salary will drop at the end of the day. This is where we earn the right of the labor. They don't want this. You don't come to work, they want you paid. People that are living outside the state, but their name is in payroll, they want those ones paid. People that are home and not coming to work at all, not adding any value, they want those people paid. And how are we going to develop? The resources is lean. Let me tell you, the total population of the workforce of Kogi State is about 16,000 after the screening exercise. That is the state the state government alone, not the local government, the state government. And that of the local government is about the same. This population is less than 1% of the total population of Kogi State, of over 3.8 million human beings. Now, the salary wage bill, when we assumed office, is over 3.2 billion annually. I mean, monthly. Now, after the screening exercise, we've been able to bring it down to about 2.5 billion. And what are we receiving as allocation monthly? It's within the neighborhood of 2.5 to 3 billion monthly. So a population of less than 1% is taking a chunk of the resources, more than 70 to 75% of the total resources. Where do you leave over 99% of the total population? We have our infrastructure decaying. We have security to grapple with, and a host of others. If there is corresponding output from the input, then we shouldn't be talking of our infrastructural decay and the rest. You go to, when I assumed office, this federal secretariat was decaying, stenchy. Even cleaning services were not being carried out there. The whole Lokoja town was dirty as at the time I assumed office. Potholes everywhere, no water, no light, and what have you. And the whole resources is taken, chunk of it is taken by the, devoted to salary. I am not going to come on board and just be a governor that comes to pay salary and quit the stage. So the whole population, the citizen, must feel the impact of this government. And for that to happen, one, the civil service must be efficient, must be effective, and they must justify what they earn every month. And that's why we introduced that particular system of clocking in and clocking out. And it is mind-boggling, the first experiment that we did, what the result that we had. It is something else. So that's exactly what they are fighting. And if we must develop and we must move forward, we must adopt that system. We must all embrace it. It's a reality. It's a change that has come to stay. And we must move along with it.
History was made in January 2016 as YAHAYA BELLO became the fourth democratically elected governor of Kogi State.
The civil service, before the coming of YAHAYA BELLO, was heading for doom.
What we are trying to do is to put up a system that will make it practically impossible for you to be on the payroll if you don't go to work.
About 16 road projects ongoing and more to follow.
This government is taking healthcare to the doorstep of the ordinary person.
Kogi was gripped in fear. The governor had to quickly sit down to see how to give confidence back to the people.
Immediately set up Office of the Job Creation and Youth Empowerment. A whole lot of our youth has been engaged.
For details of the activities of Governor YAHAYA BELLO's administration, join us every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Kogi Today.
And affirm that the YAHAYA BELLO administration will have zero tolerance for corruption and impunity. I will lead Kogi State by honest and humble example. So help me God.
My appeal to the people of Kogi State is to make the next 4 years a type that Kogi State has never experienced before, by giving him your total, committed, and undiluted operation.
On a lighter mood, Your Excellency, your surname is Bello. The president's surname is Buhari. Why are you called his first son?
Thank you very much.